You know the feeling. First bite's fine. The second one bites back, and there you are, eyes watering, already reaching for more. Heat is the one pain we go looking for on purpose. But here's the trick we keep falling for. A chili never actually burns you. It just picks the lock on your body's fire alarm and sets it off. So your brain is screaming fire when nothing's hot at all. And now we ride that lie all the way up. From the taco in your hand to the spray that drops a grown adult and that one drop of something that isn't even a pepper and can kill you. 8 levels. How hot can it actually get? Level 1. The jalapeño, about 5,000 Scoville. This is the heat you actually like. The warm prickle on a nacho, the kick that makes your nose run. At 5,000 units, capsaicin is barely tapping the heat sensor on your tongue. The very same sensor that detects a real flame. And your brain just rounds it up to spicy and floods you with a little rush of endorphins to cope. That rush is the whole reason you reach for the next chip. A jalapeno only ever taps that sensor. It can't hold it down. So what happens 20 times higher? When the tap becomes a fist. Level 2, the habanero, up to 350,000 Scoville. 70 times the jalapeno, and now the alarm isn't tapped. It's jammed wide open. Scalp sweating, eyes streaming, and that flash of panic when you gulp a glass of water and it makes everything worse because capsaicin is an oil, and water just smears it around like trying to rinse bacon grease off your hands under a cold tap. Only the fat in milk actually lifts it away. Your body is now convinced your mouth is cooking, and it's dumping sweat and tears to fight a fire that was never there. But a habanero passes in minutes. Nothing was actually damaged. What happens at the level where your own body hurts you trying to escape the burn? Level 3, the ghost pepper, 1 million Scoville. The first pepper on Earth to break 1 million and the star of 1,000 challenge videos. Here's what those videos leave out. In 2016, a man ate a burger loaded with ghost pepper paste on a dare. The heat made him retch so hard, so uncontrollably, that he tore a hole straight through his esophagus. The tube between throat and stomach split like an overstuffed seam. One of his lungs collapsed. He spent 23 days in a hospital. The pepper didn't burn through him. His own body did the damage, convulsing to get away. That injury kills up to 40% of the people it happens to. And 1 million units is still something people grow in the backyard for fun. What happens when that exact heat gets engineered on purpose into a world record? Level 4, the Carolina Reaper, 1.6 million Scoville. For a solid decade, the hottest pepper alive. It was built by a man named Ed Currie, Smokin Ed, who crossbreeds peppers in a South Carolina greenhouse the way other people breed racehorses chasing a single trait. More heat. The Reaper even looks dangerous. A wrinkled red body with a little scorpion stinger of a tail. Bite a whole one, and the burn doesn't peak for a full minute. It keeps climbing after you're certain it's done. Wave after wave. People have called ambulances over it, and Ed was just getting warmed up. But the Reaper is still a pepper, something you can hold and choose to bite. What happens when you pull that heat out of food completely and load it into something built to stop a human being? Level 5, police pepper spray, around 2 million Scoville. This is where the chart stops being about flavor. Pepper spray is the same molecule, capsaicin, concentrated into a weapon. One short burst to the face, and a grown adult folds. Eyes slam shut and refuse to open. The throat clamps. The lungs feel shrink-wrapped in fire. There's no actual flame. It's your own nervous system blaring a false alarm so loud you can't do anything but obey it. 2 million units is the law enforcement standard for stopping someone who will not stop. And then comes the twist that shouldn't be possible. There is a fruit you can grow in a pot on your windowsill that is hotter than the weapon police use to drop a person. What is it? Level 6, Pepper X, 2.69 million Scoville. Ed Currie, again. 10 more years in that greenhouse, and in 2023, he shattered his own record with this. A gnarled, greenish-yellow pepper. And it's hotter than the pepper spray police carry. Currie is one of the only people alive who has eaten a whole one raw, and he described the aftermath as cramps so violent they put him on the floor. 6 hours before he felt human again. 6 hours from one pepper. This is the absolute ceiling of what a living plant can do, and we're only at level 6 because every step so far, even the weapon, is the same mild chemical, just stacked higher. What happens when you stop stacking and reach for the pure thing itself? Level 7, pure capsaicin, 16 million Scoville. Strip away the pepper, the seeds, the flesh, and you're left with the single chemical underneath all of it, a clear, waxy crystal. By itself, it rates 16 million units, 8 times hotter than pepper spray, and so corrosive that chemists handle it in gloves, goggles, and a respirator, because one stray speck drifting in the air can scald the inside of your lungs. It's not food, and it's not even something you'd spray at someone. It's pure fire to your nerves in solid form. You'd assume that's the summit. It isn't even close, because 16 million is still just capsaicin. There is one more molecule, not from a pepper at all, that does the exact same thing, 1,000 times harder. And at the top of this scale, it stops hurting you and starts deleting you. Level 8, Resiniferatoxin, 16 billion Scoville. Not a pepper. It bleeds from a cactus-like plant in Morocco called the resin spurge, and it is the hottest substance ever measured, about 1,000 times stronger than pure capsaicin. The number is so big it stops meaning spicy. A dose you could barely see would feel like swallowing molten glass, and a tiny amount can be lethal. But here's what truly separates it from everything below. Capsaicin tricks your pain alarm. Resiniferatoxin walks up to that same alarm and tears the wiring out. It floods the pain nerve with so much calcium that the cell overloads and self-destructs. The burn never fades, because the nerve that felt it is simply gone. And that is why this is the end of the scale. You cannot go any hotter, for one strange reason. Past this point, there's nothing left to feel it. The heat sensor burned out at the source, and then the twist nobody sees coming. Because it destroys pain nerves so precisely, doctors are injecting resiniferatoxin right now in trials into cancer patients to switch off agony that even the strongest opioids can't reach, the hottest thing on earth, used to end pain. And in animals, it does one last impossible thing. It makes the body's temperature drop. The most fiery substance that exists leaves you cold. So there it is, from a jalapeño on a taco to a molecule that erases your nerves and chills your blood. The full scale of heat. All 8 levels. Real question. Where do you land? What's the hottest thing you've ever actually eaten? And did you make it past level 3? Comment below.